¿qué onda, banda? Soy Andoni del futuro y acabo de terminar de editar la entrevista con Ethan Hurwitz, que es el creador de Gillette Nation, que literalmente cubre a los Patriotas en Instagram. Voy a dejar la imagen acá mero y espero que la disfruten. Es una muy buena entrevista, a mí me gustó hacerla y pues, espero que la disfruten.
Well, first of all, Ethan, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm 19 years old. I'm from Massachusetts. Pretty big Pats fan, big Boston sports guy. I grew up in the area, 10 minutes outside of Foxborough. So, I sort of just was like my family liked the Patriots, so I sort of just liked the Patriots because of that. And we got season tickets in 2011, so I've been going to as many games as I possibly can, and so it's sort of my fandom has sort of taken off from there, and it sort of led me to where I am now. I'm in college right now. I'm doing sports journalism, so it's definitely all because of my love for the Patriots.
Good. So, in deeper of why you are a Patriots fans, what you can say about that?
Yeah, so I mean, I live 10 minutes from Gillette Stadium. I mean, it's sort of when you're younger, you don't really know what sports team to root for. You sort of just root for the team that you're from. So Boston was having all this sports success. The Red Sox were winning, the Bruins were winning, Celtics were winning, and the Patriots had won a while when I was just born, and then they hadn't really won a while. And then my dad was like, "We got some season tickets for the Pats." And it was, I understood football. I was playing football at that time, but I didn't really understand like the deeper parts of the game. And just watching the Patriots and slowly following the Patriots has helped me with that. So I mean, it's really hard to describe why I'm a Pats fan. Sort of just I grew up in the area, and my dad was a Pats fan, so he just passed it on to me.
Yeah, I got it. So the second one is why you start Gillette Nation.
Yeah, so I started Gillette Nation because it was after the Rams Super Bowl. And me and my friends had always wanted to start like sports pages, just different Instagram pages, and whether it's like all sports or Boston sports. And they never really worked out. It didn't really take off. We just sort of forgot about it or just lost the motivation to post. And I'm a pretty big Pats guy. I can tell you some random Patriots statistics from years ago, and it's sort of just I have all this weird Patriots knowledge in my head. So sort of after that Super Bowl, I was sort of like riding off that Super Bowl, just make a Pats page and see where it goes. And then I had a little fun of like making creative posts and making different like videos and pictures and stuff. So it sort of took off from that, and it's now turned into a page that has made me money, and I've gotten over 20,000 followers. So I started just because they won the Super Bowl and I wanted to post about it.
Okay, about the next question is how do you handle the time to post all the reports, move, or do you delegate it?
Yeah, so I mean I'm terrible at time management. Through high school I was very bad at managing schoolwork and after school. But after a while, at the beginning, it certainly was difficult. But now I sort of, every week I plan out the posts that I'm going to run. I try to make them in advance. So I have like a schedule that I sort of have in my head that, on this day I'll post 2 times, and on this day I'll post a video and a different type of post. So it's, sure, it's a little difficult, trying to fit in the schoolwork and the homework and the still hanging with friends and still being able to post content. But after a while of finally doing it, it's you sort of get an idea of the amount of times you want to post, when you can schedule out your post. So it'll be like I can hang out with my friends, but then I'll go on my phone for 10 minutes, post, and then go back to hanging with my friends. So it's sort of just allotting different times to different things, and I've gotten pretty good at it over the years.
Very good. So this one, I like the question because it's why Wes Welker is your favorite player.
Yeah, so I'm known as that Wes Welker guy on Instagram. And it's, everyone, if you ask a Pats fan who their favorite Patriot player is, everyone's going to say Tom Brady. So I mean, for me, it's Tom Brady because everyone's is Tom Brady. But other than Tom Brady, you get a bunch of different answers, and I know Wes Welker was that first guy that I really, other than Tom Brady, when I started watching the Patriots, was that guy I really liked because I played receiver growing up, and I was sort of that shortish slot receiver type guy when I first started playing, and he was the short-ish slot receiver for the Patriots at the time. And I wore 83 my first year in football. I wore 83 in baseball after Wes Welker, and it's sort of just that, I don't really know why. It's just he sort of just was. He played the position that I played at that time, so it's sort of just it. I just sort of followed him, and then I'm sort of that Wes Welker guy now that, I'll argue Wes Welker to the day I die.
Good, good, good. Next question. Who are the people that inspire you?
Yeah, people that inspire me. Probably my parents. I try to, my parents are very giving, very appreciative of me. And they let me be who I wanted to be. Very inspired by them. I'm inspired by, to look at the sports side of things. I'm inspired by, Tom Brady, coming from a guy who was sort of overlooked a while to now being the greatest of all time. Is it takes a lot of hard work and perseverance. So, I look at that as, if anything's like upsetting in my life or I'm just down, I'll look towards him and be like, oh, well, he's made it after so many struggles. So it's sort of just like a personal look towards.
Next one is pretty good. Is what's your favorite Patriots moment? It could be anything.
Favorite Patriots moment? Huh. Obviously everyone wants to say like the Super Bowls and watching them beat the Falcons or the Seahawks. So I'm gonna go non-Super Bowl moment. One of my favorite moments was this is still the best game I've ever been to, but it was the 2014 divisional game against the Ravens. The Edelman double pass. I was out there with my family. It was a cold game, and they came back from 14 points twice. So I mean that was probably the best game I've ever been to, and I look back on that as the best experience that I've had watching the Patriots.
Nice, nice. So the next one is how do you see yourself in the future?
Yeah. So myself in the future. And I'm in a program I can get 2 degrees in 4 years. And I want to do something sports related, journalism wise, whether that is TV, radio, online in some sort. So, I sort of look at it as I have a general idea of what I want to do, and that's something related in sports and covering sports teams. But after that, it's sort of just I'm open to whatever. I'll see where this takes me and how far Gillette Nation grows, and if that leads to something bigger. But I just want to get into the world of professional sports and covering them professionally, and however that comes, I'm down for whatever for that.
Last we have 2 questions. How do you see Mac Jones? It's been great, but how do you see him?
I love Mac Jones, and when you reached out to me to do this, it was like a few weeks ago, and he was good, but he wasn't this good. Like he's turned into a top 10 MVP candidate, top 10 in the NFL in yards. He barely turns the ball over. He's you hear all this criticism of, he may not be the best quarterback. He just landed to the best system, but he's the best quarterback for, the offense that Bill Belichick wants to run, the offense that Josh McDaniels wants to run. And he plays perfect, almost perfect football. and it's impressive to see at this at this young of an age that he can control this offense the way that he's doing it. So I'm really looking forward to it, and it's awesome that he's just a rookie. And we came into the season just hoping to sneak in as a wild card, but now we're possibly saying, oh, Mac Jones can lead us to a Super Bowl. And that's great to see, especially in year one.
Yeah, pretty good to see that. I
Yeah.
think the only rookie that can win a Super Bowl in the NFL will be Mac Jones with Belichick. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And finally, Patriots Bills. Who do you got?
I mean, I was talking to some of my friends earlier this week, and I think the Patriots are going to lose one more game the rest of the year. I don't know which one it's going to be. I think this is going to be the most likely game that we lose out of the rest of the season. It's Mac Jones going into a difficult environment, Buffalo, defending division champions, Colts, you don't have Kyle Duggar. So, I mean, right now for my pick, I'm taking the Patriots because I just feel like, I feel like the Patriots, I'm willing to roll the dice on the Patriots, but I think, the Patriots, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm fine with losing a game, but this would be the one game that I understand losing. And I feel like if we only were to lose one more game, I think this would be the one game to lose. But, to answer your question, I'd say let's Patriots all the way.
Patriots all the way. Yeah, I agree. So thank you for your time, Ethan.
Yeah, anytime.